Yo, what up, what up, what up, friends?
From Kaizen in Tokyo, Japan. He asked, Usyk was recently declared to be stripped of, or he was going to forfeit, it doesn't matter, same thing, he was going to be stripped, of his IBF title, which will now be fought for between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. So what are your thoughts on the belt being taken from Usyk, and what are your preliminary thoughts on the fight between Joshua and Dubois? Thank you for your question.
Well, I mean, I mentioned this was it our last one? Because it was back when Dubois fought Philip.
It was a couple,
Pavlovich.
a couple shows ago.
Yeah. I said they're going to strip Usyk. It was the same card. I'm sorry, same card as Fury and Usyk, because the IBF was going to strip him because they want. That's their poster boy. Was they wanted Joshua versus Philip Orridge. I can't pronounce his name, but anyways, they wanted that fight. Dubois got the upset. Hergovich, there you go. Dubois got the upset, so now it's Joshua versus Dubois, and the IBF, Eddie Hearn been pushing for that, so we know that Usyk is tied up with Fury, so you can't have that fight. So they stripped him. They're gonna have this belt, and this is a way for Joshua to be say, hey, I'm a 3-time champion, so that's if he wins. And they had a face-off today, and they almost came to blows in a little face-off, which is pretty funny. But they're fighting in September. I mean, to be honest with you, in the heavyweight division, if it's not Fury or Usyk, nobody really cares at this point. At this juncture right now, nobody cares about anything but Fury and Usyk. Let's get that rematch. Yeah. Let's run that. Now, they get the winner, most likely, but at this juncture in the heavyweight division, if it ain't Fury, it ain't Usyk, everything's chopped liver.
Now, this is where I was going to go with that, because, yes, you're right? The winner of that fight was supposed to fight the winner of Usyk and Fury so they can then unify the belts and all of that good stuff. It came out today. Anthony Joshua said in the news that he doesn't care if Usyk wins. He wants to fight Fury first. He said it's been too long that they've been waiting for this fight. Fury's been ducking him, and he said he wants that fight even if it's not for the belts. I mean, does that make sense? Or should he stop wasting time and go after the belts, right?
Well, it's because Joshua is a smart man, okay? You got people that will say that so-and-so is the face of boxing. This person's the face of boxing. Tank is the face of boxing. Ryan Garcia, all these other people. When you look at the money, Joshua's part of the top 4 of most money made on the Forbes list of boxers, okay? He fights more than once a year like these other guys I'm sorry. And they want to fight at Wembley Stadium again. They want to put 90,000 in Wembley. If they fight in Wembley or Tottenham or somewhere like that where they've done before, he fought Carlos Takam at I think Wembley or some one of them stadiums, and Carlos Takam is like who nobody knows who he is, but he put like 70,000 in seats. Exactly. When he fought Klitschko, he had about 90,000 or whatever in those seats. So he's used to selling out these big arenas. So he needs a dance partner for that. And that essentially is their Mayweather Pacquiao. That is who they need to have fight over in the United Kingdom. Okay. So that's why he's going for that fight, because he knows there's a lot of money in that fight. And Fury's not looking so well. Fury is coming off this loss. He has a rematch, yes, but there's video of Fury walking all hands and knees out of a bar and I don't know where he was. England somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, he was walking all hands and knees out of a bar, drunk as a skunk, looking terrible. So, that's the fight. And Joshua is smart with that fight, because that's basically saying when it was Fury, Joshua, Wilder, we wanted to see those 3. Some of them mixed. Wilder finally got done with Fury, but he never got to do it with Joshua. Pause. And now that Fury and Joshua, they're back very, very relevant. Even if it's come off a loss, that's still a big draw over there. I caught it. Pause on that too. But so it's
reckless.
Well, yeah, that's a fight the British boxing fans want to see, and I want to see it too. They might flop. I haven't been to a fight in a while. Okay, the Ball and Buds budget has been pretty low for your boy Clubber D. Okay, because I haven't been in a lot of these fights like I used to be going. Like I was overseas for a couple fights. I was here locally for some fights. I was in Vegas for some fights. I have not been to a fight in over a year and a half. This is a little ridiculous. Since you started messing with Flo, Canteen, Hot Take Jake, the budget has been low for your boy Clubber D. Shout out to them. Much love out to them. Bottom Line Sports. Check them out every Tuesday. They got a great show. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, all the good stuff. Bottom Line Sports. But your boy hasn't been going in no fights. Okay, I'm gonna talk to my publicist. We gotta get this thing straightened out because I need to start going to these fights again and be in front row and talking to some of y'all's baby mamas and mothers. Okay, this is ridiculous.
Definitely tell Bronson I will be in touch with him, Sir Bronson, and we'll figure out that schedule for you. You got a new publicist.
Taking too much off the top. Pause.
Whoa, it's reckless as all get out. All right, next question from.
Shout to where my man. Hold on, Omar. Bam! Thank you. Get me some tickets. Please get me some tickets.
I know. We've been slacking. What happened was back when we had the podcast and only the podcast, we didn't have to as much to spend. So we were able to lavishly send Clubber D abroad to nice places and have him sitting, ringside. But then we started going live on TV. Expenses went up, more money, more problems, and now Clubber D is sitting at home most of the time. I apologize. Yeah. We will get that rectified.
My travel CPAP machine got dust on it.
Travel CPAP machine. All right, the next question from our fan mailbag comes from Bare Knuckle Not for Chumps. I mean, I would say so. I wouldn't want to be even a bare knuckle fighting contest. So anyways, this comes from this person, and they're from Tampa, Florida. And I guess that's because they are wanting to talk about the Jake Paul fight. But it says here, Clubber D, we see that the Tyson-Jake Paul fight has been delayed, which is now bringing up a bare-knuckle contest between Jake Paul and Mike Perry. First of all, can you please tell us why the fight was delayed? And also, because most people know it was due to Tyson having to delay the fight, why is this old-ass man still fighting? And that's a quote from the mailbag, old-ass man. That ain't me saying it, Mike, so I'm sorry. Clubber D, what are your thoughts on this?
Jake Paul and Mike Perry, they're boxing, though. They're not bare knuckling, right? They're boxing, right?
No, they're boxing. Yeah, they're boxing. Yeah, this guy likes bare knuckle. Yeah, this guy.
So Mike Perry has boxed before. He fought on that, it was a Triller, whatever that app is. He fought on that when Rampage had his team and Shannon Briggs had his team. He actually won that fight against a boxer. We all know Mike Perry from the UFC. Mike Perry is the king of bare knuckle fighting right now. You can ask Luke Rockholz. He knocked his tooth out and he quit. He beat Eddie Alvarez. He beat a lot of people in bare knuckle. So he's the man right now in bare knuckle fighting. Now, his boxing skills aren't bad. The problem is Mike Perry fights at, 185-ish, I think. 170, 185.
Yeah, let me check that.
Jake Paul has been trained to fight heavyweight, so he's coming in as a big dude. He's coming as a lot bigger guy, and Jake Paul it is. He can box. He's not a bad boxer. He's not terrible. So I'll let you know who I think will win later when I kind of get to see closer to the fight what they look like. But in Tampa, was that my brother? His black ass get on?
I was about to say, I was wondering if this was your brother, because didn't your brother say he might be Sting at that contest?
Yeah, he says he was sitting up in the Rafters watching that fight up there. He's going now. I wish I can go. Hey, what was the other question? It was about this fight or Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson. So they had
Mike Tyson. Why is his old ass still fighting? And by the way, I think it was a stomach ulcer to answer the question.
Yeah, he had an ulcer where they had to stop the plane for him to see what was wrong with him. And he's had ulcers in the past. That's not a new thing. But I personally, it's like this. He's 58 years old. Sit your old ass down. You just don't need to be fighting.
So old ass.
There's no need to be fighting. You have money. You have a gym out in Abu Dhabi.
What are you doing?
Gyms here. You got the edibles, the ear edibles. You know what I'm saying? So Mike Tyson.
What are you doing?
It's just and people were saying that the contract were the later he went in the fight, the more money he'd get. So I don't know if that's true, but a lot of fighters had said that about the contract. I guess they maybe saw it, but take it with a grain of salt. But I'm just not. I never liked to fight. I always said, and I'll say it I was at Mike Tyson's last professional boxing fight, not the Roy Jones, whatever that was. I was at the one in DC when he lost to Johnny McNobody in the 12th round or 8th round, whatever it was. But I was at that fight. He looked terrible. So I don't want to see him fight again. And yes, we all know we have the allure of, yes, it's Tyson. He can knock him out, yada, yada, yada. But this is not Tyson from 1990, 91, 92, 93. This is not him. You know what I'm saying? This is a different Tyson. This is an older Tyson. So you can't be like, it's the same guy,
This they say nobody except me says listening to too much Joe Rogan and Dana White in his ear. Mike need a chill.
You do.
I mean, I'm sorry. If they're having to stop a whole damn plane because you're having ulcer problems, you should not be fighting, sir. I don't care if you are the baddest man on the planet, which you are. This is not good for your health. And I feel like this fight's probably not going to happen. It's supposed to be rescheduled for November 15th, but it's probably not going to happen.
Jackal, I don't know if that's Jackal from the Bruce Willis movie or that Jackal. I don't know what Jackal told you. He's a top 5 boxer. What? What? Yo, to be honest with you, if Jake Paul knocks out or beats up Mike Perry really, really bad, he's going to get a lot of respect. He's going to get a lot of respect from me. But if he does that to Mike Perry, he'll get more respect.
From a boxer. Yeah.
He'll get more respect beating Mike Perry than Mike Tyson to me, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
This ain't like 42-year-old Mike Tyson. This ain't 45-year-old Mike Tyson. This is 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Okay.
And as Mike Perry said, he's looking to mess up Jake Paul's payday. The only reason he took this fight is because he wants to knock Jake Paul out so he can't fight Mike Tyson no more.
I'll say this, Flo. Yes,
which is tremendous.
A 20-second clip of Mike Tyson sparring does look good, but that's not the whole minute of the clip. That's only 20 seconds they put on the internet. If anyone watches that fight against Roy Jones Jr., both of them look like dog shit. Okay, both of them look like dog shit. It was a small ass ring. They look terrible. I'm sorry. It's not that they're staying. They're too old. They can't move like that. And my condolences to Roy Jones Jr. Just lost his son. Unfortunately, he took his own life. Shout out to Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? It's him and his family. Okay, but Mike Perry. If he beats Mike Perry and he beats him soundly, he has my respect. When he beat Anderson Silva, when he beat Nate Diaz, because Nate Diaz, when I saw Nate Diaz punch, it was like this. I said, he didn't even turn his punches. Oh my God. When I saw the sparring, I said, I knew he was gonna beat him. When I saw him spar against when I saw the sparring footage of Tyron Woodley working up to the fight, and that was Mayweather's trainer that Tyron Woodley was working with. Okay. When I saw that footage, oh no. Jake Paul can whoop his ass. I already knew. So that's why I kind of wait to see these guys when they fight them, how they look in their sparring and things like that. If they picked up the boxing. Mike Perry's only had one boxing fight, and he won. He fought a pro boxer, but I want to see how he looks because you could do UFC, you could do bare knuckle, but that's not boxing. That's totally different. Because bare knuckle, you cut real easy, you get sliced up really fast. And after that, you know what I'm saying, it's a very close clinch, damn near clinch type fighting. You can't do that in boxing.
Okay, so you're not going to count. Okay, so you're not even counting that nearly anything like boxing. Okay. Okay. Now, can I get your now look at this comment, please. Oh good. Jackal says, I think if he beats Mike Perry, he should get his rightful fight against Canelo, and I think he will win that as well.
I love Jackal. Jackal, you're a good guy. He might as well fight. You know what? He should fight Deontay Wilder if it's at heavyweight, right? I think he should fight him too. Fight Joshua, fight them all. If he can do that, woo!
I can't believe
That's a good one.
I mean,
but you know what? He's on to something because I'll put it like this, Jack. You have a point because Canelo doesn't like to fight anybody. He said he would never fight somebody like Jake Paul, and then he said he would fight him later. So I can see them not having Canelo fight somebody and just keep ducking Benavidez and go ahead and fight Jake Paul instead. I can see that. I can weirdly see that in about a year or two.
Right, but could you see Jake Paul defeating Canelo? No. Not in there's not a snowball's chance in hell.
It would be Joshua versus Ngannou type stuff if they fought, because Joshua wasn't playing with Ngannou. He put him down with he should have. So I would have definitely done that.
Flo says he wasn't in good shape in that Jones fight. Nobody except me says, "Where's Roger Mayweather when you need him?" Which is hilarious. And then Flo chimes in again with, "Yeah, fight all the old heavyweights." You know, hey, at least he would be making money from that fight, and I think that's the whole point of that.
Yeah, so it's just a cash grab. That's all it is, cash grab. And I'm not his last. I think his last pay-per-view Jake Paul had didn't sell that well. So it's kind of on a downward slope. Hit my mic. He's on a downward slope as far as his pay-per-view buys. So I think he kind of went for the gusto going with Mike Tyson. To be honest with you, because a lot of people aren't tuning in as much because they know it's a spectacle. It's not good boxing. You know, it's the thing with boxing. And I was hoping Tony would come on.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I sent him the link.
Well, we're going to go through his top 10. We're going to go through his top 10. The thing about boxing nowadays is that it used to be a sport where you had the niche fans who really love boxing. That was mostly the masses of people who love boxing. And then the casuals would watch, like, oh, wow, Tyson's fighting, let me tune in. Or Roy Jones is fighting, cool, let me tune in. You know, things like that. That's cool, that's fine. But now the casuals have a voice with other social media outlets, and they say some of the dumbest stuff. And because that's the majority of people saying it because they're not really boxing fans, the boxing community is starting to listen to that and grift to cater to those people. And that's the bad thing in boxing right now. Like, you know, growing up, boxing, every fighter wanted to fight the best. Now it's like, oh, well, that fighter, he drives a Lamborghini, so he has to be better. What are you talking about? Like, you shouldn't justify saying, I don't want to get the belts. Boxing's not about getting belts. No, it's your legacy. That's the reason why you fight, to put your name in the books. So people, the casuals are, you know, there's nothing wrong being casual. It's just like they're being the voices of the community, unfortunately, and the boxers are starting to listen, and the commissions are starting to listen. So some of these fighters are trying to they're acting too diva-ish, acting like they don't want to fight anymore. So, and that's a story I might do a short or something like that later about PBC fighters who have all lost when they fight fighters that don't fight at PBC. You know, it's a long list of fighters, you know, from Gary Russell to Errol Spence to Subriel Matias to Charlo when he fought Canelo. You know, all these fighters, Deontay Wilder, they're cool when they fight somebody, when they fight a real competition, they get their ass whooped. Stephen Fulton fighting the monster. So there's a lot of fighters who cross the street and got that ass whooped. So that's the problem with boxing. You got to have the best fight the best. If you're not here to do that, go to celebrity boxing, you know, go to Tiddlywinks or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think we've talked about this ad nauseum. I think that we have discussed this so much that it kind of makes my ears bleed when these casuals come on and, you know, discuss things that they don't know anything of what they're talking about. And it just seems like the farther we get away from the golden age of boxing, not only does the sweet science, you know, dissipate, not only does it get more decrepit from the less use, but also we don't get to see the prime fights that we want to see when people are actually in their prime and not just aging each other out or putting clauses or draining people or rehydration and all this other bullshit, not crossing the street and everything else that happens with these diva fighters these days. So, all right, well, thank you for that. Next mailbag question from MMA BMF Mobster out of Atlanta, the ATL. And they ask, on July 6th in California, there is a boxing match scheduled between two former UFC popular fighters, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. What are your thoughts on this fight, Clever D?
I'm glad you left that off the fighters when you named all the fighters that are boxing tomorrow. I mean, sorry, not tomorrow, but
that's in
next Saturday. Next Saturday. It's next Saturday. It's next week. I'm glad you left that one off because they had like a press conference in California and they got to scrapping. Nate Diaz's folks started fighting with Jorge Masvidal's people, and Nate Diaz's trainer bloodied up one of the fighters that was messing with Masvidal. I mean, it's just
Wow.
It's just a thing. And think about that fight is like the build up to that fight, because the undercard, they have some decent fighters fighting undercard. Fernando Vargas, who was one of my, so when I really started getting into boxing, Fernando Vargas, him, Floyd Mayweather, David Reed. That was the Olympic gold medalist that year, and I was a big fan of all those fighters. If you remember, David Reed had the little eye thing, fought Trinidad and all that stuff. But Fernando Vargas, when he fought De La Hoya, he got caught with steroids or whatever. Still lost that fight in that fight with Trinidad that took years off his life. But he almost won that fight. It ain't stopping in 12. He has 3 sons that box now, and his son, his youngest, is fighting Ryan Garcia's younger brother. And they were going back and forth, spar war of words, you know what I'm saying? You got Ryan Garcia was up there talking shit, saying like, your dad's a juicer and da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, I know you ain't talking. But they have fought. Like, I know, why you talking about Fernando Vargas, a legend, and you ain't even had a belt. Like, how can you talk about him juicing when you? But anyways, so Ryan's younger brother's fighting Fernando Vargas' son. They know each other. They don't like each other because they fought in an amateur. So that's actually a decent fight on that card, which I'm eager to see. But yes, Nate Diaz has one fight boxing experience. You got Jorge Masvidal, who is a hell of a street fighter. Let's not even. I'm giving him his flowers. He is a hell of a street fighter. Kimbo even gave him his flowers.
Kimbo,
yep. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. He was towards the end of his career, a good MMA fighter. He wasn't bad. It's just, he just had to fight anybody at any weight class, and his record reflects that. But towards the end of his career, that's when he turned it on, when he knocked out Darren Till, then it skyrocketed from there, and then a knockout with Ben Askren made him high level. You know what I'm saying? So he's done a lot as far as a businessman. He has bare knuckle MMA, which is good, but he's doing boxing now against Nate Diaz in their rematch of the BMF belt.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't want to pay for it.
Oh no, I'm not paying for it. I didn't say I was going to pay for it.
I'm gonna say Nate Diaz because he's more No, Club, taking it back. Nate Diaz's face, him and his brother's face, has that scar tissue on it. It's just terrible. They bleed easily. So just like the first fight when it stopped because of a cut.
Clubs, bangers. Clubs, bangers.
Masvidal, round 7. Ref
Woo! I agree with you. You're right. Those cuts always get in the way. And Diaz in that BMF fight obviously was not able to continue because they stopped it because of the cut, even though we may think that doctor should just blow off at that point. But he didn't. So we got to take the decision for what it's worth, even though we all think it's bullshit. So that being said, on to our last mailbag question. Before we get one from me, because I have my own question for Cobra D. But this last question is coming from, this is a very interesting username here. Trumping PEDs. Now, I'm glad you all turned in for the fireworks tonight. I want y'all to go ahead and subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. As we always have fireworks with Clubber D and myself, and hoping that we get Tony the Savant on here for some more fireworks.
I'm a firework his goddamn list. I know that.
4-pound debate. But if not, even if you don't get that debate, before the debate tonight, stay tuned in with us because I know you're going to see those fireworks tonight. That's must-see TV tonight as well. I know I'm going to get some popcorn and be laughing my ass off after this when Biden and Trump go at it. But trumping PEDs, Ryan Garcia is retiring. Instead of letting them get the fan mailbag says letting him get the credit for suspending him, as he was suspended for the PEDs that he popped dirty for. On Thursday, Garcia also forfeited the $1.2 million from his match against Haney, and the win was overturned to a no contest. Clubber D, how do you feel about Ryan Garcia retiring instead of taking the suspension, even though he still has to take it? And also, how do you feel on his prospects going forward?
It's just semantics. I mean, if anyone who follows Ryan Garcia and what he says on Twitter, he's full of shit. He says a lot of stuff. They cheated. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, he's another one. So this is the thing with Ryan Garcia. They did a plea deal so he got a year. So that's fine. He only fights probably once a year, anyways. They turned to a no contest. Now, as of today, he said that it was the trainer Scooter, who's a world-renowned boxing trainer, to help you lose weight, to make you make weight, gave him something. And when him and his family has started doing a blame game, it was that. The two amino acids in a carb company. The carb company guy came over. He was on Fox News and everything. It's like, no, we tested our lot. It's not our lot. So there's nothing in our stuff. The other company, the Nutra, whatever, are thinking about taking legal actions against Ryan Garcia. Now he's coming out saying he wants to talk about the trainer. Because at first it was Ashwagandha. He said, this is what made me pop hot. Ashwagandha came out and said, no, it ain't us. Don't try to say that. You'll get screwed if you say that false stuff.
Whole damn supplement came out.
So you cannot keep blaming other things. And then now he's saying the trainer, and the trainer on June 2nd had an interview saying, yeah, this is what I did with him. This is stuff we did. Here is the lot that we used this is the lot. He emailed VADA the lot that he gave him the supplement. So they already know. They test the whole batch, not just that particular thing, to make sure nothing else was tainted. He said that straight to VADA. So he's already been cleared. So the fact that he's using the trainer last minute as a fall guy, he's probably going to get sued for that, because you can't keep saying I don't take supplements. Only take a little bit of supplements. I refuse to tell VADA what supplements I'm using. Okay, you cannot keep doing that stuff. So that's the problem.
I think the Jackal may be Flo's burner account. I'm not sure what's happening here, but the Jackal says they screwed Ryan. It's got to be a conspiracy.
There's no lines to read between. Okay, if misery loves company, tell Flo enjoy the guest room. Because put it like this: if you cheat and you keep pointing fingers, and each time you point a finger it gets cut, you just got to say, take the year suspension, just come back to boxing. It's not that hard. And if he's such a religious guy, why are these religious people talking about him? All the bad things he says about people's wives and girlfriends, they like to ignore that stuff and all his actions. Okay, so let's not be blind to all that crap and be completely accountable for him. He's a grown man. Okay, he cheated. So what? Move forward. Devin Haney took the fight. He knew that he had that stuff in the system and still chose to fight him. That's on Devin Haney. There's a lot of money at hand. And Oscar De La Hoya need to pay both of them, because he's pretty slow on paying them. I've read that, but that has to work itself out.
And that's where that's actually a question that Flo had. So have Haney and Garcia really not gotten paid? And if so, how is it normal to wait this long?
You got to understand, it's through DAZN, and they got the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view takes time for them to pay them, but I don't know the contract. What the problem is, someone with Garcia's money has to go to Devin Haney and the commission, and New York commission, and it has to go to WBC. So they have to weed that out. But that's on De La Hoya. That's Golden Boy. That's his promoter. So De La Hoya came out saying fuck Devin Haney and da. Like, shut up, De La Hoya. Go back to wearing fishnets. You know what I'm saying? So he's right. He's saying he's against Ryan. First he's against this person. He's always against Canelo. He tried to point out, well, Ryan got a year, but Canelo got 6 months, and da. Either way, they all cheated. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So
yeah, we know, Flo. We know it's not you. I was just joking.
Jesus Christ, gullible. But it's the Ryan Garcia situation for me personally. Ryan, you have a big social media backing. Everybody likes you, or the younger folks like you, and some adults that don't like accountability like you also. Keep that momentum, keep training, just come back next year. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard, but I hate when I see people try to make excuses for a grown adult and say, oh yeah, no, he's nice. And then he's doing X, Y, and Z over here. But you ignore that, but you're cool with him just because he's, He says, praise Jesus after he says, I'm going to bang someone's girlfriend and you're going to do nothing about it. That's cool, because he said, praise Jesus. Get out of here with that, man. I'm not doing it.
So the Jackal continues. Boxing got this one completely wrong, and now more than ever holding back money, making a fight in Davis versus Ryan 2 instead of making them wait a year. So,
well,
obviously a Ryan Garcia fan.
He's a Ryan Garcia fan, but he doesn't watch boxing, because I just said the top 4 fighters that make money in Forbes list of fighters, Ryan Garcia ain't on it. Okay, he's not in no one's pound for pound. Boxing can keep moving on without Ryan Garcia. He's not a major figure. He has no world titles. The time he could fight for a world title, he couldn't make weight. So boxing doesn't really care about Ryan Garcia. It's going to keep on going without him. Okay, let's be clear. His pay-per-view buys, he had one good one with Tank. When he lost that fight, his following fight against Oscar Duarte, he only had 5,000 people show up and had terrible numbers on the zone. So let's be clear that Ryan Garcia is not the next Roy Jones Jr. Okay? He's a good prospect. He can get better, but don't act like, let's not crown him like he's got a belt or done something. He hasn't. Because if he took it serious, he would have made weight and all this, and he whooped Devin Haney's ass, and we would talk about him being the WBC champion, fighting anyone else. So let's not bring all this other crap in there. All right, so think about it. I know he's your YouTube god, but this is boxing. I hit my mic again. This is boxing, all right? So real boxing fans tolerate Ryan Garcia's antics, but it's not like he's Anthony Joshua or somebody, a heavy hitter like Fury or somebody like that. He doesn't pull numbers like that. He just doesn't. Okay? You probably stole his fight too. Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, no, you're good. Hey, Flo, at least you stand 10 toes down and you stick with what you say, and I at least say that's good on you, and you got good morals at least. Yeah, he's probably never going to read it though, so don't expect a reply. Yeah. But I appreciate you anyways. Shout out to D Clubs, the Ridge.
Oh, my brother. Shout out to my brother.
In. Shout out. The Jackal had another hold on. This is the one. I do think you have to appoint, but I do want to ask you, as Gervonta Davis, Tank, gets closer to beating Floyd's undefeated record, that Floyd will try to cheat him. I see he seems jealous. Is this Jake? Is this hot take Jake between
right Tank's record, and then right Tank's titles, not regular, right his titles also, and think that Floyd would ever even think to get jealous of him before you even do that. Floyd was one of the best lightweights of all time. Before he became Money Mayweather, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd beating up Arturo Gatti and Diego Corrales, people like that, heavy hitters. That's when you know you don't know boxing to even write that. Okay, so look. This is what you should do. Go like this. Look at your nails. They're dirty. Clean them. Come back and write something constructively. That's nice. All right. Your first warning.
That's got to be hot. That's got to be hot take Jake, because he made that same. That's it. Hot take Jake's burner. He made that same statement on the show.
You cannot say that. There's no way.
You had to destroy. It's not even close. He's only 30-0. He would still have to win another 20 fights in a row just to match his record. Like, what are we talking about?
He'll be 30 years old before he fights somebody meaningful. 30.
Right. Yeah,
look where Floyd was when he was 30 years old. What he did already,
and the people he fought, and the people
exactly, and his resume. So stop. Wipe your nose too. It's probably running.
5,000.